Habri Gani and happy Kwanzaa. Today is day 5, Nia Purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our communities in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. In Kwanzaa, the village it takes, Mr. Bain represents the principal purpose, Nia. He is the band director of the school, Oaklandville School. What did I call it? Oaklandville High School. And he embraces the transformative nature of music and of teamwork, and how those things come together to enrich a person's life. In the show, the school is like going through a loss of accreditation and other issues that would make it harder to have drive to teach. Unifying with the town to put on this creative night, it made Mr. Bain want to teach again, and it made him, it rekindled his spark for teaching. When God calls you to do something, when God calls you to be someone, it will involve your greatest strengths and your greatest weaknesses. And I want to reference the character Moses for a second. I know Kwanzaa itself is not a Christian holiday. Kwanzaa itself is actually not religious. But I love the Lord, as you know. And so I have to share this. I have to bring this up. Moses had an incredible purpose for his life. I mean, side note, his mom saved his life and was obedient and had enough discernment to trust that he would be safe in a basket to make it to the Egyptians. He didn't even belong to the Egyptians. And then when it came time for his grand purpose to be revealed, when Moses encountered the burning bush, God had instructed him to speak to a large crowd of people. And if you know the story, you know that Moses did not feel comfortable talking to that large group of people. Like, that was one of his weaknesses, public speaking. And God was like, look at your staff, look at this, look at that. I've given you everything that you need. I would consider tenacity to be one of his strengths. I need to refresh myself on how long he lived. But to have gone through all the things that he went through, and to still trust in God's plan to set the people free, he had to be strong in that. In this idea, or with this idea of our purpose, Nia, I would consider my greatest strengths to be art and creativity. I am an extremely creative person. Like, if I could print out all the ideas that play in my head on a regular basis, it would be so many. On the flip side, on my weaknesses, for lack of better terms, like I've mentioned, I'm shy and I have social anxiety. And so God's purpose for my life in this community arts director role, I find myself, experiencing some kind of like battle with the idea. I have to get in people's faces, to ask for support, ask for funding. It's already nerve-wracking to have a normal conversation sometimes. So you can imagine how nerve-wracking it could be to ask for money, right? But just like God was talking to Moses, telling him that he had everything in his hand, God gives us what we need when he calls us to do stuff. We will never have to go. We will never have to go into anything God called us to go into without him giving us the tools to be or do what he called us to be or do. Yeah, okay, it was yesterday. I talked about the Ferguson Business District where the creative spot is. And along with the people who own the businesses, even going into those shops for the most part, you'll get really excellent service. And it's really nice to see people, especially our people, take their jobs seriously. When I look at my kids and I think about my job, I think of this question: what is the world? What kind of world do I want to give to my children? What kind of community do I want to exist for my kids? If you ever wanted to explore your purpose, first of all, I always want to invite people to like give Jesus a chance if you don't know him, because discovering your purpose will that journey is unlike anything else. But if you're just not there yet and you want to explore what could be your purpose, I would acknowledge or I would encourage you to point out whatever your strengths are and whatever your weaknesses are. And I would also take those and somehow apply them to the things that you care about the most. So for me, in this realm of community art space, and community betterment, I really do care about the mental and emotional well-being of our community members, and our children and of our kids. Even through my social anxiety, right? It can be difficult to like do anything dealing with this kind of issue. But like I said, whatever your strengths are, whatever your weaknesses are, and whatever you care most about, you can kind of put these things in a figurative bowl, shake it up, and boom, there it is. And then you could say, okay, who needs this? Go to those jobs, start a business, collaborate, and join the movement, get plugged in. It's really cool. And your purpose will flourish. That's what I have for you for day 5, Nia Purpose. Happy Kwanzaa, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 6.